As my early 2025 tour of the Balkans rolled on, I moved from Kosovo to Montenegro with a very quick pit stop in Tirana, Albania, because that's just the route I had to go. So 3 hours from Prizren, Kosovo to Tirana with a little hour layover, and then three and a half, I finally got to Montenegro. I would be remiss if I didn't post just a couple of these clips here. These are mainly the Albanian cities and countryside rolling through to Podgorica, with the main city there I was showing being Shkodër in Albania, a place I'd really like to stop next time. As we're rolling through the Albanian countryside here, in just one moment, you're going to see one of the bunkers, which, side note, if you want to look up something very interesting, when you look up Albania, especially the capital of Tirana, you should look up the story of these bunkers. They had this ruler named Enver Hoxha, who was a very fascinating dude to look into, who ruled Albania with an iron fist. And this is the last little stretch of the Albanian countryside rolling up to the border of Albania and Montenegro. And you'll get just a quick glimpse here of the border. If you have never crossed a border, one of the things to remember is you are not allowed to photo or video anything. So that's why I took just a very quick clip. One of the first things I noticed reaching the city of Podgorica itself was the street art. In fact, right at the exit of the bus station there was pro-Palestinian mural on the side of one of the huge buildings, which I thought was gorgeous. This city center area here is Independence Square. I migrated through there. This is King's Park. Here in just a moment, you will see a statue of King Nikola, who is the last ruler of the Montenegro dynasty. While these things were pretty neat to see, the first mile or two of my walk was kind of anticlimactic. So it wasn't until I reached this one area of town, which I'll be honest, was the single most beautiful area of town right now. After my initial mile or two walk through the city, I wasn't exactly mind blown, but this area right here is absolutely gorgeous. I'm actually going to have to look up the name of it here in a hot minute, but right now let's just take it all in. I later learned that this is the Ribnica River and the Ribnica Bridge, the old stone bridge there. And I spent a whole long time just walking around this entire area, just encircling it upstairs, downstairs, everything like that. It really was the coolest area of the city. Another thing that made my trip to Podgorica maybe a little less than exciting was the fact that it was on a Sunday, and almost every single thing in town is closed on Sundays, including restaurants, coffee shops, grocery stores, everything like that. Here's some more street art as I walked away from the Ribnica Bridge area of the city. This right here is the Osmanagic Mosque, which was built in the 17th century. That was gorgeous. I took a quick step in, but I didn't get a very long look because there was a man sleeping in the middle of the mosque, so I didn't want to bother them. Right here is the clock tower, which was built during 4 centuries of Turkish rule. Here is another view of the Ribnica Bridge area, taken from above this time as I walked around so I could see a few of the other sites in town. This here is the Vladimir Vysotsky statue, a obviously half-clothed Russian gentleman who was an actor and a poet who lived in Montenegro for a short period of time while he was filming some stuff. This here is the Millennium Bridge, which, while in itself is a good-looking bridge, is not exactly the most mind-blowing thing. One of the few places I did find that was open was a coffee shop just called Art Gallery and Cafe. Unfortunately, when I went in, the art gallery part was closed. I'm here in Podgorica, Montenegro, and it's a little dark, so I don't know how this is going to come through. But I don't like to refer to anywhere I've ever traveled as underwhelming, but this place certainly isn't overwhelming. So since we're in Europe, we're just going to go with it's very whelming. It seems a lot of the internet likes to refer to Podgorica as a very boring capital city, and I don't want to jump into that. I just want to say that I can see the liveliest side of Podgorica. If a lot of people are bragging about the brutalist architecture being one of the coolest things in town, that just kind of tells you a little bit about the vibe. I would like to come back to Montenegro, maybe to one of the coastal cities like Kotor or Budva, which I hear are just beautiful and a little bit livelier.
It's 6:52 a.m. now in Podgorica, and when I was here yesterday, everything was closed, so there are no markets to get your groceries at. And this morning, my bus is at 7:40, and as I was walking, I found one supermarket, but it opened at 7, so I couldn't go in yet. It was next door to a bakery, which also, quote unquote, opened at 7, but they sold me this loaf of bread, and then this other thing, which looks like some type of croissant, like a horseshoe with chocolate dipped in. So I'll let you know how that is. VIPs of the day.